Now, IMG element. IMG stands for image. So this is the element that is going to display the image onto the web page. So this element holds the embedding attribute such as the SRC. SRC is the source of the image. Where the image is available, the location we will be considering for the IMG. Okay. Since these attributes may be applied to any of the elements, the image element is not strictly necessary, but it is included to ease the transition of XHTML version 2. So like the object element, this element's content is only presented in the referenceable source that is unavailable. So the object element we are not using as much in the versions of the XHTML. Image element we will be using so far with the source as an attribute of it. But this is not included in the XHTML version 2. So here you can see, if at all you want to display the W3 consortium logo with an image tag, so what are we giving? ALT is an attribute that for alternatively, if you want to give another image or the reference of it, you can go with it. SRC is the image location, we can say, that is stored on your device, and this is the name that will be displayed onto the web page, and closing of this IMG tag. Now, special characters. What are the XHTML special characters? Special characters in the sense printing @ symbol or double quotes, comma, whatever the special symbols you see on your keyboard or your special characters. How are we going to use them in your web pages or websites? So in HTML, special characters are typically those that can be easily typed into the keyboard. Okay, and for them you will be using typed or pasted web pages. Okay, so it created so much of issues upon the web pages. Now if you plan to use the special characters on this page, you must be including either in the HTML entity name or in the entity number, right? So this will ensure that the displayed contents are correctly available to the browsers or not. For example, here if at all you want to use this copyright symbol, this symbol is currently not available on your keyboard. Okay, but the other keys like I have told you, double quotes, comma, dot and all, those are available. But this copyright symbol is not available. You want to include this onto your web page. So for that, you have to either use this code or for it, that is ampersand #169 semicolon or ampersand copy semicolon. So these are the two ways with which you can make this symbol as copyright. Reserved characters. So what are these reserved characters? Special characters are also termed as reserved in HTML. This is because these are the characters that mark up our HTML language or make up this language. If you use one of these characters in this browser, so it will be interpreted into the HTML. So therefore, you should use the entity name or the entity number when you're going to use them for the reserved characters. Let us see here. I told you here the character is double quotes. So for the entity number for that one is ampersand #34 semicolon. If not entity name, you must be using is ampersand QUOT semicolon. If at all you're going to use an apostrophe, so at the time the entity number you're going to use here is this, and the entity name is ampersand APOS semicolon. Symbolically you want to give this and symbol, less than, greater than symbol. So you will be using either the entity name or the entity number. So these are mandatory terms and the description of it is given to you. Now, what are the horizontal rules? Horizontal rule in the sense, if at all you want to define a margin between the two contents, so that time you will be making use of this horizontal rules. So this is going to be acting as a separator between the two sections of the document that will be viewed visually to define the sections separately. So it indicates a visual effect for the user and gives the user a clear-cut clarity for the section-wise reading and all. Okay, so it will also define the pages into documentation and the portion where the portion has started and where it is going to end and where is the next section of that paragraph getting started. So this horizontal rules effectively sets these small sections of text defined under the documents by using either the header and the footer sections. Okay, I will be showing you here. So for that, we are going to use a tag called as HR tag. So this is an unpaired tag where we don't be having any of the closing tag for it. It's defined simply HR. Okay. So like BR tag, HR tag is also without the closing of it. It will be standing alone on its own. Okay. But for XHTML, it includes the end tag with a slash. If you see here, this one. So this will be the last character of the closing. If at all you want to use it in the XHTML, you will be defining the HR tag in this way. Okay. So if you see here, either you use in this format or you use like this in XHTML, both are acceptable. So what is this HR? It's a tag that will be helpful for breaking the function, okay, or drawing a margin for breaking the sections into two and all. So it will be used for it, and it shows us the text flow where it is inserted and all. What are the attributes that it takes? It takes the alignment, class, color, dir, id, language, on click, on double click, on key down, on key press, key up, mouse down, mouse over, mouse out, mouse in. Okay, so all are these attributes for this HR tag. So in HTML, you will not be seeing the end tag for this HR, but in XHTML, either you use with a slash HR or close it with a slash at the end of the tag. Both are acceptable. What does it contain? It contains nothing, but simply it draws a line over there, where it will be used in the body section of the HTML tag. Now, what are the lists? So now we are going to enter into another concept of XHTML that is called as list. List in the sense, if at all you are listing out few of the points, okay. If at all you are going for a shopping, you will list out the items that you are going to purchase, right? Similarly, we are going to list out the items onto the browser either in the numerical order, alphabetical order, or unordered form in the form of a bullets, right? In the news readers, okay, topmost stories. If not at the browser, you might be seeing any of the web pages that is showing the circulars, okay, so and so dated, this circular has came. So we will be listing them out. It can be either in the unordered way, ordered way, or list format. So basically, lists are a great way to provide the information in a structured and easy to read format, okay. There are two types of list. One is a number list, the other is a bullet list. Number list is also called as the order list, and the bullet list is also called as the unordered list. As the name is number, sequential numbers will be given to you either in the alphabetical order or in the numerical numbers. Whereas in the bullet list, you will not be using any sort of ordering here, but you will be using the sequence of it in the form of a disk symbol, circle, square shapes, or any other shapes that is given to you in the list of the browser. You can see here, the tag name is li, list tag is li. The description of it is it's going to use the list of items under it. So under the list tag, you're going to have the subtags as OL for the ordered tag and UL for the unordered tags. So here we are considering the subtag as OL, which means we are using the ordered list, and under that you will be describing the list of numbers, whatever you want to consider under it, with the numerical number 1 or with any of the alphabetical order as ABC. So these are the attributes, type of the ordered list you want to go with. It can be alphabetical order with a small letter A, capital A, Roman numbers, if not numerical numbers, any of this you can include into it. Okay, and the starting listing number also you can indicate as a letter A. If not, from the middle of the letter also you want to give, means you can directly go there. If suppose you want to start with the letter G, you can simply type there G, and that means beginning, it will not be considering now ABC, but starting with GHIFJ, like that it will be considering the letters. Here is an example. If you see, OL is the ordered list. Type is we are indicating as capital letter A. That means we want to list this list of cities under the letter orders. Okay, alphabetical order way we want to display them. And what are the list items there? Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, and Nagpur. So we are displaying these cities under the ordered list. So A, B, C, D, it will be showing you the details of it. So now we are going to deal with the unordered list. Unordered list in the sense we are not going to display anything in the order form. Means sequential numbering won't be there, alphabetical numbering won't be there. Rather than that, you will be displaying it in terms of the disc shape, square shape, circular forms. So these are being termed as your bullet listing. Okay. So this is an example for the unordered list. If at all you want to list the number of fruits here, so what are we going to consider them? In the form of a circle. Here you take, you see the tag as UL. UL stands for unordered. And the type of the display we are going to use here is circle. So before apple, you will be seeing circular, apple, pineapple, and so on. So you will be seeing the execution of it as well. So while the execution, you may understand it with the clarity. So this is an example for the unordered list. Okay. Now, coming to the tables, how do we create the tables in the XHTML? So the table tag is the one that will be helping us to design it. So what is a table? Basically, it's the two-dimensional representation of a matrix where we see the rows and the columns together. So these rows and the columns help us to display the content very clearly to the user upon the web page. Now, what does this table contain? This table will contain the information such as text, image, forms, hyperlink, or any of the other informations can be provided inside these tables. Okay. So tags that are going to be used here is table tag. Opening of the table tag, closing. So what is this? Basically, it's a two-dimensional representation of a matrix where number of rows and the columns can be available, and the text can be in the form of text, image, hyperlinks, forms, frames, anything can be included into it. So those tags we have seen previous slide, that was a table tag and the closing of it. What does it do? Basically, it creates a table. What are the various attributes we are having under it? We are having as a border, okay, like that is an outline we can say, okay. So this draw an outline around the table, that is rows and the cells equally with the width given to it. And by default, the table has no border. If at all you don't want to give any bordering upon it, so you will set it as 0. If not, you want to set some width. So you will be defining a number over here, how much width you want to give for this particular table. Now, hence, so you can apply the borderings to your table and all. Cell spacing. If at all you want to set the spaces between each and every cell, so you can give that particular thing in the cell spacing attribute. Okay, so this will help you maintain the spacing between the two different cells. Okay, so thus the default value is 2 here. And what is the cell padding? It helps us to define the spacing between the cell and the content of it. Okay, cell border and its content, whatever the spacing you want to maintain, that you will be maintaining with the cell padding. So number of pixels you want to set here, that you will be setting at this cell padding content. So by default it is 2. And you can see that what is the difference between cell spacing and cell padding. Cell spacing is between one cell and the other, how much gap you want to maintain, that you can be giving in the cell spacing part. Cell padding is nothing but content and the bordering of the cell, how much spacing you require there. So by default it will be 2. If you want to increase it to an extent, you can do so in the cell spacing. For that spacing between the cells and cell padding, content and the bordering of the cells, you can maintain the spaces. Now, if you see here, we are setting the BG color with the hexa RGB representation of it, and border color we are giving to it. So these are the various representations for the background color or the bordering color. you can directly make use of the name here. If not, you can even set the dimensions in the hexa number or the RGB representation as well. And the alignment of the table, you can either align it in the left side, right side, centered alignment. Any of these are acceptable. Since the default alignment is left, you can frame it to either above, below, box, vertical side, horizontal. So all this can be acceptable. Therefore, the browser where to draw the borders around the table. So if at all you need to draw the borderings around the table, that also you can do so. Now, what is this TR tag? TR is for table row. If at all you want to include a row inside a table, you will be adding a tag called as TR. TR is an opening tag, slash TR is a closing tag of it that creates a row in the table. And TH stands for table head. If at all you want to include the head section for the table, that you will be including in the TH part and the closing of that TH, which inserts the headings for that particular table. And TD is a tag that is for the table data. Contents of the table, okay? For example, you want to design the class timetable, okay? So on the left hand side, you are giving the headers as the days of the week. On the topmost columns, you want to give the head section as timings, okay? Class wise timings you want to give. So those headings and the rest of the class subjects and all you will be maintaining in the TD tags, okay? You will be understanding even this while the execution and displaying of the practical view of the table execution. Okay?